Hello, everybody. My name is Lukayu, and this is my 8.3 review of World of Warcraft and BFA. So, 8.3. Let's start off with Visions. I think I had a lot of fun with Visions. I think it gave you really decent rewards for the difficulty completed. So, I mean, if you were just going in doing like an easy, regular 4-boss vision, you would get like normal Nyalotha gear, I think. But if you went in and blasted all 4 bosses with 5 masks, you were given 470 gear. And I thought that was a really good. I thought that was just really good. I thought it rewarded you for the difficulty that you completed. And I think it should have probably given you a little bit higher of like maybe a 845 piece if you did it solo. Because there were some classes that could carry you through visions, demon hunters and whatnot, but mostly just demon hunters. But yeah, I was able to complete a 5 mask on my monk. After a certain point, it was pretty early on, so it wasn't too difficult. I enjoyed it, and even as a healer, it was still challenging and pretty, but still doable. The smaller vision, the one that you did in either Oldham or Pandaria, was kind of meh. I mean, you did it basically if you just wanted to farm out more mementos, but I think the regular horrific visions of N'Zoth were good, really good. I like those. And then they always rewarded you corruption gear. I know they didn't at first, but I believe a couple weeks into it, they changed it to give you corruption gear every time. So unless you got a Azerite piece, which kind of sucked. Especially if you got a 470 piece and you're like, great, Azeroth. But yeah, so speaking of corruption gear, I really thought it was a great idea. I really enjoyed all the corruption pieces. I enjoyed the Twilight Devastation was really fun, especially if you pulled a giant pack, and it just went off like 2 or 3 times in that pack. Or what was really great was when you pulled a giant pack expecting a Twilight Devastation and then you didn't get one. So that was also kind of fun. But no, it wasn't too bad. I liked Twilight Dev. I liked the tentacle one. I forget what that was called. Mind Seer. I know that's the animation it does. But yeah, the tentacle was fun. I play a Windwalker monk sometimes, for the most part of 8.3. So getting those little slapper rod end weapons was really cool. And then I know a lot of people didn't like the stat boosting gear, but I actually, at the very end of the expansion, people were figuring out that those were the corruption pieces to get, because people were just blowing up, like getting 100% crit on a mage or mastery on a mage, like verse on a paladin, verse on everyone in arenas was was busted. But I really enjoyed that. I thought those were really fun. The only problem I had with corruption gear was how much of it you didn't get. I think the vendor was a good idea, but they should have put it, at the beginning. They should have made you have the option of getting random drops and also working your way towards a piece through the vendor. Even if you were only able to buy a piece like once a week, I think that would have been a great help, because a lot of people were like farming gear, and then bam, you get a void ritual, and nobody was using void ritual, so then you'd be farming, and then bam, another void ritual, or you just get the wrong stat or whatever. So I think a vendor at the beginning would have been a great idea, and I think that is something they should consider with more like later on in the game, maybe with the with the next expansion, if they have any kind of system like corruption gear. I think if they put a vendor in along with the random drops, I think that is reasonable. And I don't think because people weren't playing, you know, their alts and having fun and playing whatever they wanted to play. They were only playing their main and only trying to farm that one type of corruption, you know, over and over and over and over. But if you were able to get all the corruptions that you wanted to get, you could play different characters and have more options, more fun. I think playing what you want to play is what should be the thing, but working week after week after week after week to get to what you want to play is really annoying. And I hope that was kind of clear, but yeah, I think vendors, add vendors early on. Another thing was assaults. I was fine with assaults. I thought that it would have been better off if they created a zone like in Nyalotha, maybe to do the daily quests and have like a patch hub where you would see most people. I don't think having it in Oldham and Pandaria was too great of an idea. I understand why they did it, considering those are where the underground Titan facilities or whatever, where those are at. But I still think that having it in like Nyalotha and somewhere new would have been a little more refreshing. And yeah, seeing Pandaria and Oldham again was kind of not too fun. But the quests are okay. It was just another place to do dailies. It was okay. The rares were fun. The like farm mounts and you got some pretty cool pets. A lot of recolors of mounts, but more mounts or more options to ride on. So another thing was Echoes of Nyalotha. Again, a great addition, but implemented kind of late. So I mean, you got to play your alts, you know, towards the end, but even with those, it was time gated. Like you didn't get echoes fast enough to get the essences, and you just would still have to play. Like, I don't know. You had to play an alt way, way, way too much to get it to the point where you would enjoy playing that alt. And yeah, so I never really played alts. I had a priest and a paladin, but didn't quite play them as much as I would prefer if I got, you know, the corruptions I wanted and the essences that I wanted a little more early on. So again, Echoes of Nyalotha, good, just maybe a little early, or just make the essences account wide. I think that would have been the best choice, but again, I don't know why they didn't make essences account wide. So it is what it is. Another thing we can go over is the legendary cloak. Again, that was another thing that I kind of found annoying, is like leveling it up on your alts. Doing horrific visions, you already had to do so many to level up your cloak on your main, and they did add some kind of catch up to be able to just kind of just to run them as often as you could on your alts to level them up, but you still were behind. You still could not get enough corrupted essences or whatever to buy the vessel to run the visions. You still couldn't get those often enough to level up your cloak fast enough. So if that made any sense, I just think they should have made legendary cloaks like you could just maybe buy the upgrades with the Echoes of Nyalotha or something. I don't know how they could have fixed that, but the legendary cloak, it also was kind of annoying, or maybe even make that account wide. I don't know. Like, Legendary Cloak was a tricky one, but it was all right. It was a fun mechanic, or not a fun mechanic, but it was kind of interesting using it in the N'Zoth fight and in the Carapace fight. So that was interesting, tying a piece of loot to a fight in Nyalotha. I remember I think we brought in someone's alt into Carapace, and like instantly when we started the fight, they died, and we found out they didn't have the cloak. So that was fun. I guess. Let's see, another thing we can go over, the allied races, Vulpira and Mechanomes, I think, came out, and not too big of a fan of either of those, so it is what it is. Mythic Plus. Now, I didn't do this too often. Mythic Plus isn't really my thing. For some reason, I really enjoyed challenge modes back in Mists of Pandaria. I didn't do them in WoD, but in Mists, I really enjoyed challenge modes. I think that was interesting, trying to compete against other people on your server and like try and get the fastest times. I think that was great. I think getting the mounts and the armor and the titles from doing them was fun. But Mythic Plus kind of got boring after doing them so much when they first came out in Legion. And so I didn't do much, but I did do a few of them, and I enjoyed the new affix, which they released in 8.3, called Awakened, where you could go into the Void Realm and then fight a boss, and then teleport where you kill the boss at. So pretty much you could skip a big pack of mobs that you didn't want to kill, right? So, and if you use that or if you didn't use any of those skips, that you would have to fight all of them at the end of the dungeon. I'm sorry if I got that wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's how it worked. So if you didn't skip using the void portals, you would have to fight all the bosses at the end of the dungeon with the main boss. So that was interesting. I really enjoyed that affix. I think they killed it on that one. So still didn't do that many Mythic Pluses though. So no Titan Forging was a good thing. They took away that and replaced it with Corruption. At first I thought, okay, Corruption's just as bad as Titan Forging, but Corruption, it grew on me, and I ended up liking it. Yeah. So I think I want to end it on going over the raid. The raid was the last thing. Now, I healed on my Mistweaver Monk through the whole raid. So that's what I'm going off of. I didn't really do any other fights tanking or DPSing. So with Wrathion, I thought that was a simple, easy fight. Nice beginner boss. Decent mechanics. Good. Yeah, overall good beginner boss. Mott. Mott was kind of boring, but there was a certain getting the cheese heal during that one phase was pretty fun. Skitra, that was an okay boss, but I think they should have put the transition phase where it splits the room into two different, a purple, a void, and then the orange. The purple and the orange is where some half of the raid sees different Skitras, and then the other half sees the other Skitras, and you got to find the right one. I think that should have been heroic and mythic only, because I feel like it really destroyed normal pugs and LFR for the longest time until people figured out what to do, but that was okay. Soccer boss, again, okay boss. Excuse me. Throat's kind of getting itchy. The soccer boss, I forget the name, Inquisition or something. Okay, boss. But yeah, the soccer was kind of fun here and there. It gave some interesting, hilarious moments in raid. Vexiona, fun, interesting, difficult. I enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun healing through it and running around. I know for classes that don't have mobility, it was kind of probably annoying, but I was a monk, so I was just rolling around, dodging everything. It was great. Bugs. I again don't remember the names of them. I just know they're bugs. They're okay. Nothing really fun, just dodging roly-polies and healing everyone. That was about it. Rodin, probably my favorite boss. I had a lot of fun, and it dropped probably the best loot that nobody was able to get. Well, nobody being me. It took a while to get my weapons for my Windwalker, but that's what happens when you have like 5 demon hunters in the raid. Carapace. That one was pretty fun. Had the big tentacle slappers. A lot of mechanics that were interesting, and running into the room and splitting up or not splitting up and doing that was cool. I thought that was a pretty fun boss. N'Zoth, kind of fun, but still kind of lackluster. I think just killing an old god that easily and that quickly at the end of an expansion was kind of sad. But yeah, I'm gonna go because I'm like losing my voice for some reason. I guess I don't talk that much, but yeah, sorry. Overall, I'd give this patch probably like a B- or somewhere around that. Like, it was a really good patch. It kept me around the whole time. I haven't been playing BFA at all. Like, I would log in every patch and then I'd be like, okay, I'm out, like after a month. But this one kept me around the whole time, so I enjoyed it. But thanks for watching, guys. If you like the video, like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.